Yeah.
Okay,
It's
guys, so I know that we promised that we were going to post a video on Friday
today.
and stuff happens. So we didn't get a chance to like actually edit a video, but we thought that we owed it to you because we've been gone for so long that we needed to get on here and we needed to actually make a video. So we're going live. I hope that this ends up going the way that we anticipated.
I'm sure it will. It always does.
I don't know if it's going to or not, but we want to introduce you guys to our 5 weeks to 5 years. Coming up in February is going to be 5 years that we've been married. You could probably call it peaceful bliss. I don't know what you think. What you
I don't
call
even know
it?
what peaceful bliss means. What does that mean? Peaceful bliss. I've never heard it before.
I don't know. But this is the point. Over the course of the next 5 weeks, we want to talk about all things relationships. So we are going to kind of put everything out on the table. We're going to walk you guys a little bit through like the timeline of our relationship and how we got to the point to even getting married. And then we're going to talk a little bit about just like our relationship, what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Some we might bring in some of our friends, let them talk about their relationships, some that are married, some that are unmarried. Because people are always asking me art stuff, and I'm like, we are definitely not experts
Not at all.
by any means.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know when the last time we have posted a video,
It's at least been a
but it's
year.
been a long time. And we like, okay, we need to be back on our thing and get the videos. Everybody like, oh, we miss y'all, we miss y'all. But we just like filled with the content. But we've done a lot. So we're going to cover a lot in these next few weeks. Businesses are growing and we got a crazy amazing team. We're gonna share them with y'all. We got a lot of stuff going on with the gym, the kids zone, just a whole bunch. And the kids, Timmy is 11. Is he
He's
11
not
yet?
11, he's
About to
10.
be 11. The little one just turned 4 a week ago. So
Barely.
it's like a bunch going on and since we've been on this thing, and we are excited to be back. And we ain't leaving y'all no more, y'all. For real, we gonna keep y'all up to speed, and we gonna help y'all with
We're
the
gonna do
relationships and
better.
the
We're gonna do
business and
better.
all
We're
that.
gonna do
So
better.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, we just gonna reminisce, go down a little bit of memory
We thought
lane.
that it would be fun for us to kind of share some of the pictures that we have from our wedding because we really haven't shared very many of those. So we're going to share some of those pictures. Fun fact about the two of us is that we don't really have one wedding date. We actually have two wedding dates. We got married here in the States before we ended up going to Mexico to get married. So we have like two wedding books, a bunch of different memories, and we are going to show you guys some of like our favorite pictures. Um, and
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do today.
reminisce. That's gonna be what
Just a
this
little
first
bit.
one is
Yeah,
about.
just a little bit. So wedding number one actually happened in
This
the
is the
backyard.
cover. I made these books, y'all. Well, like I didn't make them myself, but I ordered them from somewhere. Where did I get this thing from? I don't know. It doesn't even have the name on it. But so we ended up having two weddings because we got married in Mexico, and there's like a whole bunch of like stuff that has to happen when you get married in another state. Uh,
Country.
Jesus, I said state. Okay,
Country.
whatever. Don't judge me. But anyways, there's a lot of different stuff that has to happen when you get married in another state. So
Country. It's another
Jesus.
country.
Okay, you do the
So
talking.
yeah, it's a bunch of stuff like so every country got different rules, regulations. Some of them you gotta get like stuck with needles and shit. We weren't trying to do none of that. So we got married here first in the backyard. Grandparents
Oh, this
couldn't
is so
travel a lot.
cute.
So we wanted to make sure that they could attend the first wedding that we had here, and then we got married in Cancun. That first picture was good. You and Timmy, let me see. Look at that.
So this is one of our favorite pictures. This is of me getting dressed and getting ready. Me and Timmy, he was right there with me the entire time. We had an absolute blast getting ready. The wedding here at the house, we were like 2.5 hours behind. We did it in our
Because
gazebo.
she was
I may have
late.
been a little bit late. I think I was drinking a little bit. This is a picture of my first wedding dress that I wore in the backyard. Oh my God, this is fun to look at these. These are pictures of my grandparents, and they didn't come with us to Mexico. This is my granny. This is my grandpap. He's not with me anymore, but I love him so much. There goes my dad, and then here goes my brother John right here. There goes my mom right there. Oh, this is so cool. So, what are you thinking about, like, when you're looking at these pictures, babe?
I mean, it's all on my face. I mean, we was getting married and stuff. It was cool. I mean, that was it. That was the beginning of the beginning. Yep. That's a good picture right there. That's probably one of my faves right
These
there.
are
That's a cool
cool.
picture.
These are really
Cool
cool. I don't
beans.
think we shared any of these before either. So after we got married, we ended up going to this casino that was really close to our house because they had this nightclub that had been closed down. But they still let people go in there and get pictures. So it was cool because we got to have that experience. I think what was really neat about getting married abroad was that you only had like the people that you really, really wanted to be there at your
Mm-hmm.
ceremony. We had probably like 60 people,
Yeah, it
something
was
like
actually
that,
good. Yep.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
60, 70 people, something like that, that showed up to the wedding. Um, and then we had a reception. I mean, it was basically just like a big old party that we had when we went to Mexico, but it was pretty cool because we had all the people there that we just loved and loved us the most. They had to travel all the way there. It was special. Here, babe, you go through some of these pictures.
Let me see. Wedding, Mexico. Lots of good times, lots
Oh,
of
look
good
at y'all.
people.
This is what he looked like most of the time. You see all these teeth. He's showing all them teeth. He was happy.
Yeah, it was good. I mean,
He
good
was
day.
happy. It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Oh, that's so
I always tell
cool.
people to go to get married out of the country because it's it's fun. I like to say it's more economically appeasing. Get the people that you love
I
the
don't really know
most.
if I necessarily believe that it was more economically appeasing. I mean, it costs a
Well, I
lot of
mean,
money getting
because I
married out
just
of the
don't like
country, too.
buying food with people that don't show up to eat it.
That's true, because
But
everybody that comes to the use, they come.
yeah, they're there.
So my best friend is like super, she's like hella creative. And so a lot of stuff that we did with the wedding, like the personal touches, the flowers, some of the stuff, you can see some of it. This is our bridal party right here. This is a lot of people that
No,
here.
that's the whole
This isn't
wedding.
just the bridal party. This is like everybody that was there, I think, at the ceremony, unless some people left early. But like the flowers and all of this stuff, we brought all of that with us from the States and took it with us when we went to Mexico. We were fortunate enough to have Art's cousin. She is an ordained minister, and she did our ceremony both here in the States and she also did it in
That's the bridal
Mexico.
party.
Oh, this is cool. This is the bridal party right here. This is like all melanin. Ooh, all black love. This is like our tribe. They did everything for us. Everything for us, getting us ready for it. We love them so much. We love them so much. Yeah, this shit was cool. I'm happy that we decided that we wanted to get married in
Oh
Mexico.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
It was really like a big party. Like when I think about the two of us and I think about what brought us together, like what do you think was one of the things that brought us together?
For sure the good times and cocktail conversations and just communication and hanging out and having a good time and enjoying company. That's it. Good friends, good family, good time and
These
all
are
of that.
so cool. All right. So we just wanted to share some of the pictures, like some of the stuff that you guys probably never saw, because people always ask us about these things and our wedding books and all of this stuff. Um, but as we think about like what we're gonna do for these next 5 weeks, and we talk about like I don't know, just like relationships. Like, I think there's a lot of times where, specifically black relationships don't necessarily get depicted the best, like whether it's something that we watching on TV or just stuff that we hear in the news. And I mean, for the most part, like we're straight.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean, we
everything's
have
good.
our ups and our downs the same way that other people do, but we just wanted to like, I don't know, like say the stuff that works for us and talk about some of the things that works for our friends, give you guys an opportunity to be able to ask us questions and like just, maybe pick our brain and figure out like what brought us to the point to where we're at and how we were able to make it to this 5 years and how we plan to make it for a lifetime. So, um, one of the things that we did before we got married was we went through premarital counseling. So our premarital counseling was done by his cousin, which I wasn't necessarily a fan of at first because I was like, that's your family. She always going to take your side or whatever. But I do definitely have to say that she was very, I mean, I would say that she was very just like even keel. Like it didn't matter. She was like right is right, wrong is wrong, whatever. But the coolest thing about us doing the premarital counseling was that it gave us an opportunity to ask questions that we probably would have never asked each other, like just in regular dating conversations. I mean, she had us like reading books. She had us
Homework
doing homework
they had to
prior to us
bring
sitting
in
down,
every
coming
week.
to our
Yeah,
sessions. And I think it was good for us. So one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we do through this 5 weeks is just continue to talk like to each other. So I'm sure that you guys have probably seen some stuff like this. These are like they're called table topics, like conversations that people can use. They have tons of different um I guess like tons of different like themes behind them. This one that I ended up getting, I think I got it off Amazon. I don't even know where I got this thing from, but it's literally like questions that you were supposed to use if you were a couple that you should sit down and that you should talk about. So one of the things that me and Art said that we were going to do this year is that we were going to sit down and we were going to start doing like at least 5 types of questions or 5 types of topics for us to just talk about with each other so that we continue to like grow in our relationship, we continue to communicate. And I think that's probably one of the things that has helped us be successful up to this point.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So not to keep you out all night, 'cause I know it's late. It's Friday. I'm probably trying to get some sleep and shit. But nah. But next couple of weeks, it's gonna be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about all of this good fun stuff. We got going on. AJ Store basketball.
We're gonna share
It's
family. We're gonna show all of
yeah,
that
the
stuff with you guys,
kiddos.
but it's really gonna be focused around like I don't know, like relationships and black love and being able to get to the finish line. Because I think it's
What's the
something
finish
that's
line? Wait a minute. Wait, what finish line?
no,
What
I'm
is the
talking about
finish line?
like the finish line, like get to the finish
Like
line,
death?
no, getting married, get
Oh,
into the
who? I
finish
thought you were talking
line.
about the finish
That's not
line.
what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'm talking
cool.
about the finish line, getting married, and then like being in this space where like you feel like you've kind of accomplished what you wanted to, like from a relationship perspective, and now you're like with your forever somebody. Okay, so we gonna answer like 5 of these questions. I don't have a clue as to what's on these cards. We're just gonna pull a card. We both have to come up with an answer. It's just gonna strike up some conversation, and then hopefully,
Are we doing that
um,
tonight?
yeah, we're gonna ask
Oh,
5 questions.
that's a pretty
I
long
mean,
video.
what? There ain't nobody on here. We just about to ask some
Oh,
questions.
okay. Well, it is some people on here, but you know.
Okay, let's see. Um, all right, we told y'all that we were going to answer whatever questions came up. So this first one says, "Is there something you would love to see your partner wear?" Art, I'm gonna let you take this
You
one.
know, I mean, you know, since you like been working in the gym and stuff, you work out, you wear some chaps, glutes out, shit, work out in some chaps all day. Sounds like a fun time.
I'm definitely not wearing chat, but this is funny that this is the question that pops up though, because me and Art literally were just talking about this on our last trip that we were on. I hope my parents don't watch this, but he was talking to me about like me being his wife and like me playing like his little like sex girl, like whatever. Like, what were you saying you
I
wanted?
don't know. You know, just be like, you
Like
know,
being available. So, this is something that I think is very important. It may not necessarily answer this question, but I think that one of the things that is very important in a relationship is being available to your partner, whatever that is, right? So, like, I kind of feel like when you get married, like, you
what's the
gotta,
question again,
this is
brother?
asking if there's something that
Yeah,
we want to
you
wear.
know, yeah. I
But
mean,
what I'm saying is it's just about availability. I think like when you get married, like you don't get to just like if you're tired or whatever and you don't want to give it up or you don't want to like sit down and watch a movie or you don't want to do that kind of stuff. It's about like it's not just you no more. So guess what? Like you got to kind of please your partner. So I mean, I don't necessarily think that I want you to wear no chaps, but I think that one of the things that works for us is like if one
that's
of
not
us
what the
wants
question
it,
said.
then you give it up.
The question
And
is,
if the other one wants it, then you give it up.
all right. So what's the
Well, is
next
there
question?
another way you want to answer it?
No, just another question.
Okay. I'm going to go to the next one. We're going to put that one away. There's a whole bunch of questions in this, but we're going to put that one away. All right, let's see. What in the heck? We keep getting all these ones about sex. Okay. It says, is it more important for a couple to have great conversation, lots of laughs, or great sex? I answered the last one, so you answer
No,
it.
I
You
think I
start to answer
answered the
this
last
first.
one.
Well, give me what you think the answer is to this, and
That's
then
what
I
I did
might
for the
change it
last
up.
one. Um, I mean, it's a combination of all of them. I mean, because if you ain't laughing and having fun, I mean, how you gonna get to the sex? The sex is kind of like the exclamation point. Conversation and all that leads to sex. So all of it is important equally. I think all of it equally is important.
Okay, I don't really know if all of these questions that are on here about sex, I really hope
Let
that
me
they are
see.
not, but I do think that it is very important for you when you're in a marriage to have a very a great sex life. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say. Do I think which one of these is most important? I mean, I'm kind of with Art. I think that all of them are important. I think that conversation is probably the most important, and that's what works for us the most, is making sure that we have
Maybe it might
conversation.
all be,
Stop. You can't just look at all the
yeah, I'm just trying
questions.
to see.
Here,
Kind
read
of
this one.
kinky chords you got. What are the most important qualities of good parents? That's a good one.
Okay, so what is that? What do you think? Or wait, am I supposed to answer it because you asked it?
Important good qualities of
This
parenting
is question number
is
3, y'all. We ain't
patience. I
about to be
think
on here that much
I
longer.
think
This is 3.
patience. I think patience is probably a good parenting quality for me because it's like as kids they'll test that shit.
I agree.
They will test your patience and everything. And I think just being patient with them and just trying to work through them and their wants and needs is the most important quality.
I think that too. And I think that this is a big thing. Like I'm a boy mom and I always wanted to be a boy mom. Never wanted a daughter. That was never anything that I really ever aspired to want to have because I did not need a little Janae. I know that I can be a bit much to handle sometimes. But however, I think that a lot of times like with little boys, people will be like, "Oh, they shouldn't be crying that much," or "Oh, they shouldn't do this that much," or "Oh, they shouldn't do that much." However, like with my boys, I hug them, I love on them. If they want to cry, I tell them to cry. I tell them to tell me like their emotions and whatever it is that they're feeling. And so like for me, I think that it's very important to be able to communicate with your kids and to let them know that it is okay if they feel a certain type of way. Like even though my word is probably about to be the last word when it comes to something that I'm talking to Timmy or AJ about, I want them to feel comfortable to be able to come to me and tell me like whatever it is that they might be concerned with, because you never know what they might actually have to come to you with. So I just want them to feel comfortable with that. So I think that it goes back to communication again. And you
You know
think
what
that
I
it
say?
was being patient. And I
Patient.
think patient is true too. I think that's true too.
They test you.
Okay, I think I
Somebody
chose
said that.
2 and you chose 1. Okay, choose another one. Because yours are better than mine, have all been about sex. It's fitting because we're sitting in the bed.
This is not really weird.
Okay.
How could men and women understand each other better?
I don't know. How can men and women, what do y'all think? Shoot, I don't know. Um,
It's got to be communication. I think communication
you gotta say
activities,
your wants.
activities, and like doing stuff together. Like, go do something
Now
that
we do that
you
shit.
want to do and she don't want to do. Y'all compromise on that. Maybe watch a movie that she want to watch and
Nah,
you
he
really
don't
don't
ever
want to.
watch nothing that
Yeah,
I
I'll
want
be
to watch.
watching
I'm
some
just
of that
gonna be. I'm gonna
bullshit.
be completely honest with
I'll be
y'all.
sleep.
Every time that we sit down and
Man,
it's
y'all
time for us to
know,
watch a movie,
fellas, y'all
he
know,
always
y'all
gets
be
to choose the
no
movie.
because they want to watch them
Because
movies at the
Christmas
most
time,
time when
Hallmark
you
movies are
sleep.
on. I've been trying to get you to watch the movies
I
with me. You don't ever
hate
want to watch those
Christmas.
movies.
Who like Christmas movie? But nobody. But nobody.
Okay. But no, I do think that the way that men and women can understand each other better is like feeling comfortable to be able to say like what it is that you want and what you need.
Open minded a little
Like
bit.
be open minded. If he wants to go somewhere and it's someplace that I don't necessarily want to go, I can't always say no, because if I'm constantly saying no, then he gonna find somebody else that he can go with that's not me. You know what I mean? So it's about compromising, I think. Um and then I think it's about just kind of like saying
Open
what,
minded.
yeah, being open minded, compromising, and then just saying what it is that you want. Like people be dancing around all the time, like not saying what it is that they want. I think when we were dating, we went through like this phase where we were dating and I didn't really necessarily know what I wanted because I was fresh to dating. Art was coming from another relationship, but he didn't necessarily probably plan on finding the person that would eventually end up being his wife. But when he thought that he found me and I was going to be somebody that was going to be with him and we were equally yoked, like we were moving in the same direction and stuff. At that point, it was like, he was like, look, I don't do black and white. So like, are we going to be together? Are we not going to be together? And he wanted to make it clear like what he wanted. And I think from there it was like, okay, well then I understood you.
Mm-hmm.
I understood you. I understood what you want, what you
Mm-hmm.
wanted. And then at that point it was like my decision for me to be able to say, okay, well, is this what I want? Is this not what I want? And then like together we found our way
Mm-hmm.
together. We found our way together. Fun fact, because I keep saying fun facts about shit that made us end up being together. But we took our first like vacation together. We went to New Orleans. We drove, and this was an 8.5 hour ride. I was probably like the worst riding partner that he
Sleep.
ever could have had because I slept the
Sleep.
entire
Yeah, I
time.
rode with somebody that slept the whole
He
trip.
likes to drive through the night, and I am the
Sleep through
type
the
of
night.
person.
Obviously, I found that out the hard way.
he he likes
Shit.
to drive through the night. I definitely was more of a person that slept through the night or whatever. But we told ourselves when we went on this trip that if we ended up making it back and not hating each other, that we were going to be together. And we ended up going on the trip. We had so much fun that we stayed an extra day. On our way back, we ended up stopping in Memphis, and we were like, oh, okay, well, we're about to sleep here in Memphis. But we ended up like driving a little bit further up the way. We stayed in like a Fleabag motel because it was the only thing that was available. And then we were like, if we make it through this night, we about to be together. And then I think like from that moment forth, we was just like, you know, at this point, fuck it, we about to be together because we survived the hotel. Like we could survive anything at this point. We could survive anything at this point.
That was it.
So it was New Orleans. It was New Orleans that made us stick. Okay, was that 5 or was that 4? That was 4. Okay, we got one more question, y'all, and then we getting off of here. We got one more question. Then you can go to bed because we're about to go to bed too. Okay. What would we fear most if we won the lottery? I don't know. What would you fear most? I fear the lottery curse. Because everyone that wins the lottery, it seems like they have those stories that come up on ID Network that be talking about like this person
Yeah.
won the lottery and then they ended up like having people like come after them. Everybody wanted money, everybody needed something, and then they like mysteriously end up like getting sick or hurt or die. Yeah, so that would be my fear.
Yeah, and
What's your fear?
them haters and stuff come out the
Okay, well,
woodworks.
what's your
Like I
fear?
couldn't tell nobody. If we win a lottery, I ain't telling nobody.
I'm definitely well. I think you have to.
Nah, I
I
ain't telling
think it's.
nobody.
I
I wouldn't
definitely
tell.
think you have to
Nah,
tell.
why you got to tell people?
I don't know. It's like something
They
about the way
shouldn't.
that the lottery works. I
They need
think
to
you have to
sign something
tell.
say they ain't telling.
Okay, guys, we've been on here forever. So let us say this. We are really, really, really going to try hard to stay consistent with this. We are going to be on here once a week. It is not going to be live all the time. Live will literally only be like last minute resort if for some reason we are not able to create our video and post our content. But we want to hear from you. So questions that you have, anything that you want to know about relationship wise that works for us. If there are people that you guys would like to see jump on here with us, just kind of like whatever it is that you want, because we got 5 weeks leading up to our 5 years. And I kind of feel like we decent at this shit. Like I feel like we're decent.
We'll see.
So I mean, hopefully there's some stuff that we can like spread that will, you know, make you feel like it was worth your time listening to us while we're up on here talking.
For 22 minutes.
22 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, you be